You have meddled with the primal forces of nature, Mr. Beale, and I won't have it. Is that clear? You think you merely stopped a business deal? That is not the case. The Arabs have taken billions of dollars out of this country, and now they must put it back. It is ebb and flow, tidal gravity. It is ecological balance.
Hello, my friends. Today we're going to play and talk through Ned Beatty's speech from the 1976 film Network. Network is one of my favorite films because of how packed it is with powerful soliloquies, profound monologues, and potent messages, such as the message we're about to hear in the next few minutes of this speech. Looking at the last sentence that we heard, he said, "The Arabs have taken billions of dollars out of this country, and now they must put it back. It is ebb and flow, tidal gravity. It is ecological balance." And the way that he has this thunderous fury and explosive sound when he says balance is commendable. Most speeches will link these ideas they're attempting to communicate to the universe itself. They will use a lot of material descriptions that, and I say this not as a pun, but you might interpret it so, they ground the ideas in the physics of the earth, because abstractions are often hard to conceptualize and digest, and there's no easier way than to link those and create a parallelism of those ideas alongside what we have a tangible, real, and oftentimes physical experience with. An ebb and flow, tidal gravity, it is ecological balance.
You are an old man who thinks in terms of nations and peoples. There are no nations. There are no peoples. There are no Russians. There are no Arabs. There are no third worlds. There is no West. There is only one holistic system of systems. One vast and immane, interwoven, interacting, multivariate, multinational dominion of dollars. Petrodollars, electrodollars, multi-dollars, Reichmarks, rins, rubles, pounds, and shekels.
Brilliantly crafted. There's a lot that we can dissect here. One, the alliteration is superb. There are many different rhetorical devices used. Among them are the practices of alliteration. We have interacting, interwoven, multivariate, multinational, dominion of dollars. There's alliteration. Petrodollars, electrodollars, and then it goes Reichmarks, rins, rubles, pounds, and then the S of pounds blurs with the beginning S of shekels. It's very calculated, the arrangement of these nouns. I want to highlight that because oftentimes when we hear words that sound like music, it's because it's written to be melodious. And this speech is a prime example of that.
It is the international system of currency which determines the totality of life on this planet. That is the natural order of things today. That is the atomic and subatomic and galactic structure of things today. And you have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone. Am I getting through to you, Mr. Beale?
That part never gets old. The tidal wave of aggression and hostility and anger suddenly just declines precipitously, and then he has this very reasonable encounterance about him as he asks that question. Am I getting through to you, Mr. Beale? It's a prime example of it's not simply what is said, but it is how it's said. Jensen presents this dramatized delivery, this theatrical, thunderous tirade, and it takes what are really ordinary sentences, but he's able to imbue them with almost an otherworldliness.
You get up on your little 21-inch screen and howl about America and democracy. There is no America. There is no democracy. There is only IBM and ITT and AT&T and DuPont, Dow, Union Carbide, and Exxon. Those are the nations of the world today. What do you think the Russians talk about in their councils of state? Karl Marx? They get out their linear programming charts, statistical decision theories, Minimax solutions, and compute the price-cost probabilities of their transactions and investments, just like we do. We no longer live in a world of nations and ideologies, Mr. Beale. The world is a college of corporations, inexorably determined by the immutable bylaws of business. The world is a business, Mr. Beale. It has been since man crawled out of the slime. And our children will live, Mr. Beale, to see that perfect world in which there's no war or famine, oppression or brutality. One vast and ecumenical holding company for whom all men will work to serve a common profit, in which all men will hold a share of stock, all necessities provided, all anxieties tranquilized, all boredom amused.
Brilliant. He brings down to this soft, sinister whisper of a tone. And when I think about what we've witnessed from his character before, because you know what he's capable of. There's one more clip that we're going to save for the end. That's the final of this speech that I think is brilliant in its own way. I want to comment very quickly on the story of this speech. When I mean story, I mean narrative. We don't exactly know where he's going in the beginning. It's this scatter shot of frustration where he says, no, it's not nations, it's not democracy. It is dollars. Dollars is the dominion, what does he say? The multinational, multivariate dominion of dollars. And you wonder, what is that setting the stage for? And then he brings it to a focal point where he says the world is a business. And that, I think, serves a very powerful purpose of condensing the speech into a single digestible idea. I've noticed this in many of history's most powerful orations given, is they have one powerful idea. They have one sentence where it doesn't necessarily have to be at the end. Oftentimes it is. Aside from the politics of this, there is a grander point that he's making of this forthcoming global economy, the dominion of dollars, and the alliance between governments and corporations simply being for the purpose of establishing that end. I'm going to reserve sharing my opinion on that topic, but let's go ahead and play through the last of this.
And I have chosen you, Mr. Beale, to preach this evangel.
Why me?
Because you're on television, dummy. 60 million people watch you every night of the week, Monday through Friday.
I have seen the face of God.
You just might be right, Mr. Beale.